right things to give a girl the right dreams. Patiently listening to love bells, ring a ling a ling. You be the one where you did make my heart sing. Fly upon the wings of the rising sun. A simple kind of man with the world at his feet. Respect cause you're deep. Black love, we go read.
Yes, this is my career, my calling on Down on the Radio. Stay tuned. Enjoy this song by Precious Jewels. You build me up. Yes, yes, yes. That was Precious Jewels, all the way from Jamaica. And You Build Me Up. Welcome, welcome, welcome to those who are just joining us for the first time. You are tuned in to My Career, My Calling on Down on the Radio. And this is your weekly broadcast brought to you by iCare Community Services. If you're joining us for the first time, my name is Stephanie Fletcher-Lottie, and I am your host. It is an extreme pleasure to be joining you another week for this episode of My Career, My Calling. Now, we've got great things lined up for you this week, and we are having another special guest in the studio. Please, right now, while we are waiting to go live on Facebook, please take time out to share. Please take time out to share the feed with your friends on Facebook, call your family and friends. And also just wanted to remind you that for family and friends who are not able to join us on Facebook, let them know that they can listen to us via TuneIn. That's an online application called TuneIn, and search for Down on the Radio. You are able to listen to the live broadcast from anywhere in the world once you are able to access the internet, and you should be able to listen in to the broadcast if you're not on Facebook. So once again, thank you all for joining us, and this is your weekly edition of My Career, My Calling. And for those who are joining us for the first time, remember that this is a multicultural program that provides information and advice and a little bit of inspiration just for our migrant community and for those who might be struggling to settle into the workplace. We are trying to find a means of providing information, inspiration, encouragement, and whatever you may want to call it, just to encourage somebody not to give up, but to stay focused and to find different avenues to succeed in the Australian workplace. Thank you so much for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. And this is your program, My Career, My Calling. Let's hear this one more time. You Build Me Up by Precious Jewels. Yes, You Build Me Up. That is Precious Jewels. And if you don't know who Precious Jewels are, Precious Jewels is the group that I sang with back in Jamaica. This album has been released for almost 18 years now, but we have dug it up out of hiding and we are rebranding and we are coming to you live with some sweet Jamaican gospel music this evening, right here on Down on the Radio, just to provide a little bit of extra inspiration. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, thank you so much for joining us. We are live on Facebook and we thank you so much for tuning in to this another edition of My Career, My Calling. If you are just joining us for the first time, this program is made possible by iCare Community Services. We are a multicultural provider of community-based services, including NDIS, National Disability Insurance Scheme Support Services, and other community services. You may want to check out our website at icareservices.org.au to see how the different services that are provided by iCare Community Services. And you may want to connect with us and let us know how we may be able to partner with you to improve the well-being and the lifestyle of our community. Now, this evening, I do not want to keep you any longer in suspense. We've got a beautiful, very talented and gifted young lady right here in the studio with me, and you may be wondering who this person is. So stay tuned. I'm going to get to that just in a moment. But just to let you know that if you wanted to call in, the phone lines are available and you may call us today. The number to call us on is 02-8006-0475. If you're calling from Australia, it's 02-800-60475. If you're calling from overseas, you just want to put the number 61 before that and put 612-800-60475, and we will definitely entertain you if you call us. If you've got a question, a comment or feedback, or you just want to join the conversation, please feel free to do that. Or you may just want to send us a question via Facebook. We are very happy to receive that as well. Send us a message via the live stream comment feed, or you may want to go to our Facebook page on My Career, My Calling. We would be very, very happy to provide you with some answers or some feedback. And that is it for now. Let's get straight into it. And I want you to help me welcome this amazing, beautiful young lady whom I admire so much, none other than Miss Juliette Goliah. Welcome, Juliette.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
She's so humble. She's such a humble young lady, and I really admire her so much. And today I've invited Juliette to come in the studio to talk about some of the amazing things she's doing. You know, not very often you meet young people who are just sold out to support the lives of other people. And this young lady, Juliette, she has committed herself to improving the lifestyle of others around her. So, Juliette, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here and be around the same table with you. Oh my gosh.
Thanks, Juliette. So today, Juliette, let's introduce you. Introduce yourself to the audience. Tell us a little bit about who you are.
Oh, that's a tough one when you're asked to say something about yourself. Well, there's really nothing much to me. I am Juliette, like you said. I've been in Australia for almost 10 years now, and I'm just doing things that I love to do and want to give back in the best way I can, and just extending that extra hand to whosoever that needs it, and taking life one day at a time.
Oh, that is so amazing. I told you she was humble. I told you that this is a very humble young lady. And, you know, a lot of people who are doing great things are really quite humble about it. And I believe that's just exceptional. And today, you know, one of the things we've been talking about quite a bit in the last couple of months is the whole idea of volunteering. And we've mentioned that for a lot of migrants, this program really focuses on migrants and how they can integrate into the Australian community, how they can improve their prospects of finding a job. And one of the things that we've been pushing, and almost every single person who's been on this program has mentioned, that volunteering is one of the best things people can actually do to build their profile, to build their confidence in the Australian job market, and also to really, get a foot into the system. And one thing I know about you, Juliette, is that you really pride yourself in volunteering and helping the community. So I know that you are part of this mentoring program that is going on. Can you tell us a little bit about this program, what it is, and how it started?
Yeah. So the mentorship program, it's called This Is Me.
Yes.
So This Is Me came about, it was a poem that I wrote.
Wow.
Yeah, and I wrote the poem, and every time I kept reading the poem, I was like, because the poem was just about me and embracing myself and who I am and what I want to be, and how I want to see myself in the next, let's say, 5 years or so. So, and just like you said, volunteering is something that it brings you out there, like it takes you to the next level. I mean, we're living in a culture where such things as volunteering is highly respected.
Yes.
It's not like where it's overseas, we don't value these things. People don't want to waste their time going to where they're not getting any beneficial or any physical thing out of it. So the mentorship program started because I work with a youth program called Mayan. So it's a youth ambassador for New South Wales. So I'm one of the youth ambassador for that.
Youth ambassador for New South Wales. Oh my God. That sounds really prestigious. Let's continue, and we'll come back to that in a minute.
That's a big name, but yeah, so it just started because we do a lot of work with migrants as well, just sharing our experiences and how life has been with us in Australia, and what are the possibilities to just improve and take life to the next level. So what I do with that, I actually started there, and I work with few other youth as well. So we go from school to school, and we focus more on girls that are from a migrant background. Let's say those that have been here less than 5 years. So we focus on that, and we'll also go there and help them and talk about the Australian culture, talk about the opportunities that it is here, and talk about them being comfortable and taking these opportunities and taking advantage of it and moving to the next level.
Yeah.
So it's all really about working with girls and working with migrants as well. Yeah, so that's it.
Wow. This is really amazing because, you know, we've spent a lot of time talking about professionals getting to work and all of that, but you know, we often don't see that side of it, the children who come from overseas and their own struggles to integrate. You know, one thing I've known, being, you know, from personal experience, that the children are actually quite resilient, sometimes more resilient than the parents, you know, and they tend to blend a little bit easier. However, when these children are from a non-English background or they can't speak English, that is very different.
Yeah, it's something that, just like you said, from personal experience, because I came from a migrant background myself. And at first, when we came here, the school systems, because we also go to schools and talk about things. And so the school system was something that we're used to. So it was quite a bit different to what we were used to back home.
Yes.
So for us to, even though it was easy for us to mingle and integrate with the system and all that, but then there's a reality check where you'd be like, oh no, I haven't really known what's happening. I don't really have the knowledge of how things are done here. And if we don't have people to, let's say, to guide this, to guide us along the way, that's why we see ourselves falling into the wrong group or falling into the wrong things and end up doing things that we don't intentionally want to do. And from the pressure from society as well, is like you come into a new country, or I want to blend in, I want to do what they're doing without really knowing what's happening, without really knowing what's going on. So these are the things that we look into as well.
Oh, wow. So basically what I'm hearing is that you provide support for migrant children who are coming in to help them to understand the culture, the system, and help them to integrate and to understand. Wow. And that is such a really important and valuable contribution. My goodness. You know, my kids, as I said, came from Africa, and I remember the transition for them. And I know that because I've been here for a little while, that helped them quite a lot. But there were days when I felt really stuck because I wasn't a child and I didn't understand what happened in schools.
And it's not every time that you're with them every single day.
Exactly. And so I had to get other kids who were born here, who understood, to help them in a lot of cases. So I can appreciate, you know, the need. I've seen it firsthand that this is such a valuable thing. And so tell us a bit more about the program. So what is involved? How does it work in the schools?
In the school. So what we do currently, we're working with 4 schools.
Yes.
I think 4 or 5. Sorry. So we do work with 2 high schools, 1 primary school, and 1 English center. So the high school is when, because it depends. With the Australian schooling system, it depends on what age you are, that you go straight to high school or you go straight to the English center. And for us, when we came here, even though we had a bit of educational background, and you know how Australian system is, they sent us to high school, to English center. So we were there for like about a year or so. So we also work with the English centers, and we also work with the high school. What we do, the program is we run it once a month, because of we're not just doing it and just inviting other people to come and give a talk to the girls. But as we go, we're trying to bring in the school authorities in place and making sure that let the girls know that this thing that we're doing is quite very important. Because if we don't also have the backing of the authorities and the backing of the parents, so they're not going to value it. They're not going to see it as something that's very important that they need to focus on. Just going to be like, oh, it's maybe excursion or something that I can get away from class and do it. But we do it in school. We visit the school, we go there, we talk to them for maybe half an hour or so, and then that's it. And we leave them, and next week we come back as well.
Wow, so it's a structured program that is run in the schools, and it's scheduled in so students can choose to participate. Okay. Wow. And as you just for those who are listening who might not understand the Australian school system. So in Australia they have the intensive English colleges, and these are schools where migrants, students up to even 18 years old, once they come in, they send them to an intensive English college where they are taught the basics in English, but also so that they can continue their education. And once they're at a certain level, they transition into a mainstream school. So these are kids from different ages, and you can have like little kids and even big kids in the same class. But the whole idea is to it's based on their English skills. So they will put them in the class based on their level of English skills. And then once the school recognizes that they've reached a certain level, they send them into a mainstream school, and then they go into their respective class based on their ages. Yes. So I know a little bit about that because of my work in the health system, because we have a program that we run in the English colleges. So that was just to explain for those who might be listening and might be wondering, what is this this intensive English college all about? So yes, and I really, really, really I'm really impressed that something like this is happening, because in a lot of circumstances, people might not even be aware that this help is available. And I know how intimidating it can be. Like myself, I came here, I'm a native English speaker, but I came to a country and there were times when I was quite overwhelmed. And I've told this story about when I just came here and I took the train. And I remember getting lost 3 times in one day on the train. Wow. And I got to the point and I thought, then if I've been lost 3 times and I can read English, what about somebody who can't? And the reason why I got lost was I didn't understand. I just misinterpreted the information on the board, and 3 different times I did the wrong thing, But it's a learning experience, but it also causes you to think about those people who can't understand English, or their English is very limited. And we do have to admit, we get, especially even our refugee and our humanitarian entrants, a lot of them are from non-English speaking background, and these are real everyday life circumstances for them. So back to the mentoring program. So in terms of the school system, is there a way that people can get their kids involved? So like parents, would parents sign up for their kids to join this? How does it work?
So what we do is that we approach the schools that we feel like there's a need, and we focus on the more multiculturalism of the school.
So schools with a high percentage of multicultural students.
So that's what we approach them. We give them the pitch, or I can say the pitch, and they accepted it.
Yes.
And when they do, we go in there and we sit with the principals or whosoever. Then they go through it, because we have to outline the activities that we'll be doing and how often we'll be doing it. So the school then have to select, okay, we can do it once a month, because they have the other curriculums as well that they're doing. So we don't want to congest that into something.
So based on the time available,
with the school. So after that, then they send out letters to their parent.
Oh, okay.
And then their parents can sign them up and be like, okay, I'm aware that my child is taking part in such and such program, so I'm okay with it.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Wow. Sometimes we tend to say, oh, nothing is happening. I know even back home they say, oh, nothing is happening and nobody's doing anything. But there are so many great things that are happening out there. And I'm really glad that we have an opportunity through this media to showcase what's happening in our community. And as I always say on this program, we're not here to look good. We're not trying to make ourselves look good. We're actually trying to provide an avenue for the community to identify what's going on out there, and to connect people with the community, and to connect the community with people. And I'm really, really, really feeling so encouraged today, and to know that, you are doing such an excellent job in ensuring that our migrant girls are being looked after. But back to this youth ambassador now. A youth ambassador. Look, I've seen your pictures on Facebook. I've seen you in the newspaper. I've seen you all over social media. Just a little sneak peek. Tell us what Youth Ambassador is, and what does that involve for you?
It's a big name, but it's really not that. As in, I mean, it's just when you're doing something that you're so passionate about, like you don't see it as anything.
I know.
You just do it because you love doing it.
Yes.
And it brings you joy. So the Youth Ambassador is that we have this group in New South Wales. It's called the Multiculturalism Network for youth and young teens and all that. So what we do is that we bring out all the youth in New South Wales pretty much.
Yeah.
So we organize conferences, we organize activities for the youth. We do it suburb by suburb.
Oh,
so
wow.
for example, we can do it this week, let's say Bankstown, what Bankstown is doing. So it's like, it's networking. It's bringing different organizations that supporting the youth within the community and linking them all together and make these services available to the youth in the community as well. Because sometimes we don't get to be involved in things because we don't have the knowledge about it. So what we do is that we bring out other organizations, like we work with START. I don't know if you heard about START.
I know START.
Yeah, Red Cross and St. Vincent de Paul. So we bring out all these organizations that also in line with the youth development programs, and we set them up. So we create conferences, we create like classes. Also for the new migrants as well, there's a program we call Being the Voice for the Migrant.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just organizing little activities and places where we can connect the youth from suburb to suburb or city to city, that everyone can bring together and bring out their potentials and what they love doing.
And so is this mainly focused around migrants, youth? Oh, wow. Well, there you go. There's another, see, that's another thing happening. So they are the youth voice of the migrants.
Yeah.
And so many other programs targeting the migrant youths to help them to settle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. So yes, while we talk on this program a lot about integrating into the workplace, we showcase in here someone who volunteers her time to help other people to integrate into society. And how amazing is that? Like, I reckon that's the best of both worlds, if you ask me, because I have a very, very high value and respect for volunteerism as well.
Same, yeah.
I believe that, God's heart is with people who are disadvantaged. And I believe that every moment that I spend volunteering, every moment that I spend doing this and getting this information out there, I believe I'm fulfilling my divine destiny.
That's the thing about volunteering. I mean, it's something, it triggers something in you. It's not all about the money or all about, okay, there are times when I have to take off work and just go out and do things because these things are what I want to do.
Yes.
I mean, the time is, when you're doing something that you enjoy doing, you love doing, the time means nothing.
Exactly.
You do it because you want to do it. And that's also another thing where we say there's a difference between us Africans and the Western system, where we value things like this, Africa, we're progressing, we're going forward, we're moving forward, but it's still, there's a need for it and there's a gap that we need to see this as something that's very valuable. And in Australia, you can get your degrees, you can get your papers, but if you don't have the experience, it's really hard for you to get a job.
That is
and
it.
Sometimes how this experience is gonna come through volunteering, through doing things. So it's a system that it's really settled here, but we need to establish that in Africa as well.
Yeah, and I want to I want to second that because I really feel that in Africa and maybe in other developing countries, for those who are watching, sometimes we really underestimate the value of volunteering. And I've always done community work, even from back home. But my professional job was a good platform for me to really get involved in a lot of stuff, police youth club, community groups, and if anybody from Gale St. Mary's watching, big shout out to you. I remember the Gale Police Youth Club, we used to go and build toilets for, the elderly people. We used to raise our own money. And, I used to provide like the technical advice because that was my professional job in water and sanitation. But we used to use our weekends to do it. We get the blocks and the cement and we would ask for donations from, the shops in the community. And we used to go out and do all of that. And, You know what? I believe all of these experiences have contributed to me being the person that I am today. You know, and I've done a lot of missionary work as well.
Yeah.
You know, visiting the elderly people, the sick people, the shut in, and just being a hand and foot for them, you know.
That's the thing about volunteering. It doesn't have a limit.
Yes.
I mean, you can go as far as you can. You can do so many things. It doesn't only limit you to one thing that you can do. Yeah. So that's really, really great.
That is so amazing. And I really salute you, Juliette. You know, I just want to let you know that I really salute you for this work that you are doing. And now, talking about back home, you know, we talk about the work we are doing here and how important that is. And just to reiterate what you have said, that the volunteering provides great opportunity. And I'm sure, Juliette, that from all this work you're doing, if excuse me, if push comes to shove and you needed somebody to write your reference, you could easily go back to some of these people who you have partnered with, organizations who have known your work to say, oh, this person, you know, has diligently done this. And this is something that we should never underestimate.
Yeah, these are the benefits,
the power of volunteering. But you mentioned something about, you know, volunteering back home. And I know that you actually do that as well. So talk about, I know that you've got an organization that you've set up back home in Sierra Leone. Yeah. Tell us a little about what's that organization called, and tell us a little bit about that.
Wow. So every time I get to talk about it, it's like it's my baby.
Yes, so I know.
So yeah, the organization is called Beauties with Brain. You can simply BWB. Yeah. So Beauties with Brain came about as the idea as me wanting to also give back. Yes. Because you know how when I came from an African background and I came from Sierra Leone as well. And growing up and me transitioning from that part of my life to here, there was a big gap. There was a big difference, you know. It's not everything that I used to see on TV that was real. Yeah. And when I came here, that's the part when I was like, oh, these things are not real. Oh, that isn't real. So you see, but I was so naive because I didn't have that understanding. So everything that I saw on TV, oh, I wanted to be like that. I wanted to do that. But without really understanding what goes in the background. So for me, that was the whole idea of it. Like, everyone is beautiful. Yes. I mean, beauty, we don't define beauty by the outside look. Yes. Beauty is what inside. And everyone got it. But it's how you use it. Are you using it for the right purpose? Are you using this platform that you have, for example, social media? Yeah. Are we using it for the benefit of what it is for? Yes. So that's how the organization came about. It just, as I said, giving back to what I have learned here and taking it back there and making them also realize that it's not everything that it's the same thing. Yes. So yeah, that's
all right. So Beauty with Brains is it a not for profit? Yeah. Tell us what exactly is involved in that.
Yeah, it's a non-profit organization. That's why it's a volunteering. We have teams that are volunteering their time and their resources as well. So the organization, we mainly, because in Sierra Leone they have the main capital, which is Freetown, and they have the other cities. We mainly operate in Kenema at the moment, so where I am from. And we work, at the moment, we have 30 girls that we're working with. Wow. So what we do is that we have a program called the mentorship, as well, a mentorship program. It's an in-school mentorship program where we go in their schools and we meet them there during their lunch break. We do activities with them. They have their mentors. They go through their mentors menu with them. And things that we thought that it's really important for them to pass on this message to them. We have 4 categories that we look at in BWB. One is body image, and we look at social media, leadership, and peer pressure. Wow. So these are the 4 main things that we look at, and we also find activities around these to make them feel like these are quite very important 4 aspects of which the organization is about.
Wow. So you've got these girls they go to their respective schools, but you've got mentors who you partner them up with, who meet them and provide some mentoring support. For them, Wow. So how do you select these girls? How do they qualify to participate in your program?
So we have the age range from 11 to 18. Because when you're 18 there, you either might be, the system is not like here where your age determines what class you are in. Africa, you can be 20 and be in JSS too, so that's fine. So yeah, but another thing that we look at is the family background. Family background in terms of how the family structure is, because Africa, we have two parents, but not both parents are working. How the structure is, like their performance in school. Are they likely dropping out, or are they performing well in school that you can determine, or is there something affecting them at home that affecting their education in school? And these are the aspects that we look at. And we're also open to girls that really want to come in and just be part of the organization. So we're not only limited to those areas, but we're also open to girls that want to be part of the organization, and that's how we incorporate them into it.
Wow, this is amazing. Let's take a break and see if there's anyone on Facebook who wants to talk to us as you listen to this beautiful song by Precious Jewels. It's called Miracles, and this song is led by yours truly, Miracles.
Awesome.
He fed the multitudes, he led miracles, la da, la da, la da, miracles.
Yes, just want to send a big shout out to those of you who are watching us on Facebook Live. Thank you so much for joining us. And we just want you to know that we appreciate you stopping by and sharing in this broadcast with the amazing Juliette. Wow. So Juliette has been telling us about some of the amazing volunteer work she has been doing here in Australia and back home in Sierra Leone. Juliette mentioned about mentoring of girls in multicultural schools here in Australia. And now she's telling us about her own little baby project that she has started in Sierra Leone, mentoring young women from disadvantaged backgrounds and helping them to find their place, to find their feet, and to really do what we are doing here in Australia, basically giving them a fair go and helping them to really get a chance to complete their education and to find their feet. Wow. So Juliette, tell me, what motivated you to start this organization?
Wow. So, back in 2015, I went back.
Yes.
I had an unfortunate event that I had to go. So I went back. After that has passed, we did have like 2 weeks time to just relax and chill. So, and my brother took me out on one of the, he was like, oh, let's go for dinner. I was like, okay, fine, then we went. But actually, when we went, what I saw was really overwhelming. You know, it really touched me. I saw girls that were like maybe 10, 11 or so. They were hawking on the street, and they were just like standing on the street, and these guys would come and pick them up. I actually approached one of them, but unfortunately she gave me a bash. So she quite insulted me because I was asking her all these questions. I'm like, what are you doing here? Shouldn't you be home? And all. She actually thought I called her to give her money, but I didn't give her money that time. So we went back the next day, and I told my brother, I was like, I really need to go to that place. And he was like, oh, that place is just open only night time. That's where you see all the girls. So he thought it was just for fun or something. I was like, oh, okay, tonight we're going there. So I actually went there purposely to look for this girl, but unfortunately I didn't see her that day that we went. So, and when I came back, it was just something that was bothering me. It was just something that within myself, I needed to do something, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I am blessed enough to be in a country where there's so many opportunities. It's just up to me to just take advantage of it and take it as it can. But then for them, the opportunities are limited, and they're doing everything they can in their power.
Yes.
And for them, in such a situation, you can't really blame them.
Yes.
It's the way hard the life is, the struggle is.
Yes.
So when I came back and I thought I really need to do something, even if it's not maybe that aspect of it, but then do something within the school system or within the community where that I can prevent them from doing the same thing that girl was doing that particular night.
So basically, you were trying to really identify the root cause and deal with it from a higher level. Wow. Wow. This is really, really, really great and really amazing. And I know you went back recently, and, you know, from time to time, you know, I check in to see what's going on. I do have a heart for kids as well. So you can well imagine that, you know, like something like this catches my attention. So I know you have been back recently. So
I do want to come back.
I can imagine because, you know, the rewarding feeling and also being able to sow into them while you were there. So can you give us a quick update on some of the great things that happened while you were there, and maybe, you know,
it was amazing. It was truly a blessing. The funny thing that actually happened was that because my sister went a few months before I went, my twin sister, and she went and visited the girls at their sessions and all that. So they got used to her. So when I went, they thought I was Juliana. So it made it so easy for us to like just bond together.
Wow.
So everyone was like, Auntie Juliana. I was like, no, it's not Auntie Juliana, it's Juliette. And that for me just gave me the spark that, because to me, I didn't see them as girls I'm helping.
Yeah.
So that's why even the name Beauty is because most people ask, is it about a beauty pageant? No. I didn't want to get a name that would say what they're going through.
Yeah.
Because I want them to feel comfortable.
Wow.
I want them to feel like, this is not, we're not stigmatizing the situation.
Ooh.
That's the name. So that's why I didn't choose like girls this and all that stuff. I chose something for them to feel connected with.
Wow.
So when I went and everything, they were just happy to see me, and we just bonded straight away.
Wow.
Because everyone was just around me, and I went and met them at the sessions at the schools. It was a fun experience, and I didn't want to come.
I can only imagine, and I love the name that you have given to them, you know, Beauties with Brains. I feel like what you are doing is speaking a word of positive word over their lives. You know, like this is you. This is the real you. So whatever your circumstances might be right now, this is the real you. You are beautiful and you are bright.
And you can do it,
And I think that's like, it's so amazing, really, really amazing that you I believe, you know, out of the desire of your heart, it's where this thing was birthed, and right now you are sewing into it, and I'm just so amazed at the works. So it's, how long has this been going on?
We started in 2016.
Yeah.
But we went into full operation like mid-17.
Yeah.
So it's like 2.5
years. Yeah. And some of the girls would have graduated by now, I'm sure.
Yeah, because not really, because we started from JSS1.
Okay,
so
from
they
that
still
age.
in the program. So because we wanted to start with them when
they're a bit younger.
Yeah, they're a bit younger,
Okay.
and they didn't just come in the program and then leave, and then there's no impact. So we wanted to be with them for quite a while. So,
Okay. And how are they progressing? Have you seen any changes? How are they being impacted?
They're doing extremely well. Their confidence level has grown. Well, there's this one particular girl, her name is Fanta. she's extremely beautiful.
Wow.
At first, when she started, she was very shy and she could sit by herself. But because another thing also that we do with them, we're trying to pick like a girls prefect among them, like give them responsibility.
Yeah.
So we thought that would fit her to just come out of her shell and just expose herself and mingle with the other girls. But she picked up really well, and now we're about to start a program where it's a radio session, because we can't get to all the girls in the city or all the girls in the country, I can say. So what we said is that the little thing or the little learning process that you guys are doing there, it's better for us to set up that you can go to a radio station and broadcast that and share it. She's actually part of one of the girls that she's doing it. So it's amazing how she has progressed from that.
How amazing is that? How amazing is that? You know, if you are listening to us right now and you are thinking, I don't have anything to do, I don't, I need a job. Think about what Juliette is speaking about today. There must be something that you're passionate about. There must be something that gets you excited. Think about that. You can actually start your own little volunteering organization, and it doesn't have to be an established organization. Think about something you're passionate about and do it, like this program.
I mean, that's it. It's like there's help everywhere.
Yes,
there's a need everywhere.
And there's a need everywhere.
We just need to acknowledge it and just open our eyes to it. Yeah,
that is so amazing, and I'm just so encouraged listening to you. And I really just pray that God will continue to inspire you and give you the resources that you need to just expand this and to reach many more girls and transform their lives, and I told you that, my passion is really for missions and to see stuff like this happening, and I wonder if there's a way that the community who's listening out there can do something to help support
there's always a way.
some of this work that you are doing, because I'm sure before we move on to that, I know you did the program about the girls on their periods.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we haven't started that one yet, but we're hoping to start it. Because girls on a period is probably you can donate just maybe one pad or something.
Yeah.
Because there we know how the system works.
Yeah.
If it's not, things like that aren't provided, and they're very costly.
And it's probably expensive as well.
It is very expensive. Things like here for $2 you can get there. It's like more than that.
Yes.
So what we do is that we collect whatever pad or whatever that we can get, panties or whatever, that we give them on a monthly basis. But it's quite different to them. We don't do it with the same girls. What we do is that we go in the slum communities, and because these other girls in the program are already benefiting from what the organization is giving them.
Yes.
So with this one, we go in the slum communities and we give them a talk about menstruation and how to handle it, and the things that involve and all of that, and we can give them whatever we have.
Yeah. So there's so much need out there, and I mean, this is not unique to Sierra Leone. It happens in almost
everywhere.
Anybody listening right now can probably identify with that. And we've got listeners from overseas, people from different countries who are listening on this program. And, this is an idea. You could actually start this in your own community, with very small amount of funding and with some support from the community. And I really want to reach out to our community and those who are listening. If you listen to this program and you're really being touched and you're really being inspired by the work that Juliette is doing in Sierra Leone and here in Sydney, if you want to consider partnering with Beauties with Brains to help these girls in slums who you don't have the privilege that we have to just walk into Aldi or Woolworths or Coles and pick up a pack of sanitary products, for $5 or $6. A lot of these girls, they cannot afford it, and these things are often like luxury products.
They are.
In many countries. Even here in Australia, sanitary napkins are very expensive.
Very.
So you can give $5. You can contribute one pack. That's enough to help one girl have dignity for 1 month, and that's we'll set something up.
It is also something that with the school system here I want to bring in. when we can able to have like maybe one student each in the school can every month can donate £1.
Yes.
So that can go a long way.
Yes.
Because the thing is that we take these things for granted here because it's available to us. Whereas to them, it's like, oh, it's a privilege to have that. And we want to fulfill that need for them.
Yes.
So, yeah, £1 a month can go a long way.
Long way, yes. And that's the cost of less than the cost of one coffee.
Yeah.
If you forego the cost of one coffee for 1 month, or you might want to forego one coffee for a week and contribute $20 to this great initiative. I'm sure Juliette will be setting up something soon, and we definitely will be giving our support from here at Down on the Radio, from this program, and from iCare Community Services. I'm pretty sure that we will do something to help to support that vision. And, you know, I'm sure, you know, there are other ways that the community might be able to support if they want to, you know, whenever you're going back, or, you know, they might want to get in touch with you about how they might
visit our page, like everything.
There. So tell us about your Facebook, your social media presence. How can we find you on social media?
So just type in the name Beauties with Brain. We're all on all platforms, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. So type in the name Beauties with Brain. And it's the pink, so because sometimes it comes with the different ones here. So it's a pink. We have our logo there. It's the pink one, and then that's how you can contact us. We respond to you, and we can give you a contact number that you can do both here and overseas.
Yes. So Beauties with Brains, they are on all the different social media platforms. You may connect with them, see the work they're doing. There are lots of beautiful pictures. You can see what some of the stories. You can hear about some of the beautiful girls that are benefiting from this program. And, you know, my heart is so warmed. I'm actually getting quite emotional here because this is something that's very close to my heart. And I remember being in a place like those girls as well. You know, so it's a little bit emotional for me.
I mean, that's the thing. When you've experienced something, you value it. You know the importance of it.
I've been there. I've really, really been there. And I remember the days when I used to be in that situation. And that was not that long ago. You know, as a little girl growing up in a rural community, and, you know, financially it was tough. And, you know, some of the sanitary products was a luxury to me. And I think about now I have drawers full of them. And you know, it's really important for us to remember and let the memory of the hardship that we've been through inspire us to do good. And for many of us, you know, we take this great privilege and this great opportunity that we have received to migrate to a great country like Australia, and we enjoy all the beautiful things that the government provide in our community. You know, there are support systems that are in our community, and we wake up and we have access to them, and we kind of take it for granted. And after a short period of time, we forget where we're coming from. We forget our own struggles, and we forget that there are still many left behind us who are still struggling. And if it's only $5 that you can contribute to help somebody to have the dignity that you enjoy, you know, I reckon that would be more than enough. So we will be keeping you posted on that. Stay posted, stay connected with us on Facebook. We will let you know once Beauties with Brains have set up their fundraising, and we will let you know how you might be able to contribute to that. And we definitely really encouraging everyone to get behind this group. And what an inspirational young woman. Juliette, I thank you so much for just sharing your heart with us today. And you know, a lot of people see you so quiet and always smiling. They don't know the amazing things that you're really doing. And I'm really grateful that I had the opportunity.
I'm quite very happy to be here. I mean, this platform, that's the thing. You don't know what someone else is doing until you've given them the opportunity to explain or just take you to the journey and what they're doing. And this platform gives that to us, the young people. I just hope and pray that other youth out there or that whosoever that want to do something, you can do it. Because at the end of the day, just choose. If you're not doing something that you really want to do, you're not going to focus on it. choose what you know that this is what I want to do. This is my passion. I mean, struggles are going to come everywhere. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
That's the always thing I say. A success without a struggle for me is not a success.
Yes.
You can know that you're getting there.
Yes.
You're going to successful based on your struggles.
Wow.
And it's not easy, but it's worth doing because that's what you want to do and that's your passion. So, yeah, and I'm really happy to be here.
Oh, thank you so much. And just last words, there might be a young person, some teenagers, some of our own youth, maybe from our church community or other youth might be listening to us online from overseas. Juliette, can you just share an encouraging word with them today that, because a lot of them, they spend a lot of time on their phones playing games and talking rubbish and on Snapchat and all these things. And they waste a lot of time, not just youth, but even young adults too. A lot of us, even grown-ups, we waste a lot of time doing absolutely nothing. And we complain a lot about what doesn't happen and what we can't do. Can you just share, any last words of encouragement?
I mean, just like we said before, there's need everywhere. There's a helping hand everywhere. You just need to be willing to open your eyes to it. I mean, we're living in a society where these things you can't get away from.
Yes.
But you have to prioritize things.
Yes.
Choose what you really want to do. I mean, for example, let me just share this. My first job I had was working with St. George Housing. It was a beautiful job, but that's not what I wanted to do. I left. And my boss was like, oh, why are you leaving? Is there anything? I was like, yeah, it's good. Everything is good, but then I'm not fulfilling what I want to do. So that's the eagerness. If you're not, find something that you're eager about. Find something in your community. Don't be like, oh, everyone is doing this, so therefore I'm not going to do it. No, everyone is doing it in their own way. Find something that you can do. It's hard. I mean, in the society where we live in, that you get all these things in your head, and especially for us, the youth, it's quite very distracting.
Yes.
But then that's where sometimes the parents come into. I mean, when you have a young child, teach them in the ways that, all right, even though we're here, but let them know how back home is. I mean, they can accept it, acknowledge, and say that, all right, I'm not just here because I want to be here. I'm here for a reason.
Yes.
And if I'm privileged to be here, I have to take every opportunity that comes. Just have fun with it. I mean, if you find something that you want to do, you have fun. It's not going to go all right in the first day, in the second day, but it's going to work out because that's what you want to do.
Wow, 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 wow. Wow, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, Juliette. This has been just an amazing, amazing time with you. And when you're having fun, you always run out of time very quickly.
Oh, no.
And wow, what an amazing time we've had together today. And as I said before, it's just been great hearing about all the amazing things that you've been doing. And I'm just really, really encouraged. And I just want to encourage you as well, just to continue the great work you are doing and just to continue to, stay focused on your dream. And I believe that by God's grace, those girls that you are mentoring, the students here and those in the Beauties with Brains, that one day, you will be so proud of the foundation that you set. Yeah. And I believe that the work you are doing will reap great rewards in time to come. And I know God will bless you for sowing
Amen.
and investing into the lives of someone else. Amen. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time again. It's that time again.
Pleasure having me here.
It's that time again. We've come to the end of our program, and I've checked Facebook. I haven't seen any messages or any questions. Thank you, Felicitas, for that beautiful message. Felicitas says you're doing an amazing job. Keep on doing a great job. And we've got a few people watching online. Lisa, I see you. Liz, thanks for joining us. And the rest of you who are online, thank you so much for tuning in. And thank you so much, Juliette. It's been an amazing time. You've really made me quite emotional because you've really spoken about something that's so close to my heart today. And I'm so grateful that, somebody has answered the call. So God bless you so much for the work you are doing. And to take us out this evening, here we have Don't Give Up by yours truly. Don't give up. Whatever you are doing, don't give up. Keep going. And because it is nice, we will do it twice. God bless you. Thank you for listening. And join us same place, same time next week for another broadcast on My Career, My Calling. Remember, this month and the next few weeks, we'll be looking at professionals in focus. This week, we've looked at a great humanitarian and volunteer, Miss Juliette Goliah. Thank you so much. And see you next week. God bless you.
Get you down. And you're tempted to give up and turn around. And you question yourself, will it be worth it? For it's been a long journey to where you are. When the pressures of life get you down, and you're tempted to give up and turn around, and you question yourself, will it be worth it? For it's been a long